AI, the one thing that everyone is racing to, but isn't too worried about the outcome. So, we're gonna start off talking about basically what everyone is, well, what a lot of people are talking about. AI, and obviously it is changing our world and industries. I mean, we see mass laying off between so many different companies, and a lot of them are claiming that they're going to automate. But what's crazy about that, so many of these same companies that are getting rid of people at huge numbers, huge rates, are trying to get some of these same people back because they realize that these language models that they have these machines trained to can't adequately do what they need them to do. And right now, obviously, we're in the stone age if we're talking about as AI goes, and it's just gonna get progressively different as time goes on. We all know that. I mean, AI had already been around for a good little time right now. I mean, anybody who knows about Instagram, that's how a lot of people had got a lot of followers, you know what I'm saying, pay for bots, and they'll do some little fake engagement and try to make you seem you're more than who you are. Now, we've progressed past that point to where we see people on YouTube who have not only just people subbing and following them, actively commenting and having conversation, and they're all AI. You know what I'm saying? And as time goes on, we're going to see more things like that, at least in my opinion. I mean, right now, we're already seeing people getting spoofed with their image and their likeness being used in ways that they don't agree with. I mean, right now, it's just celebrities and stuff like that. But I mean, as this stuff gets more and more accessible, not just through, I mean, it's already easy to get now, but I mean accessibility in the sense that people, the UI is so simple and so straight to the point that anybody could pick it up. And once it gets to that point, I mean, it's gonna hard to be able to distinguish reality, because we already see that we have artists who are literally bots who are topping the charts in music right now. I mean, it's gonna transform and then move between different industries. It's gonna get to the point where how can you tell the difference between human creativity or the machine actually creating it? Because anybody who understands some of the basics between this is that these information models are using previous information that it had already gathered or in some sort of fashion, and use that information to make its judgment on what it considers to be whatever you're trying to get it. Now, I bring all that stuff up because in LifeXp, we're bringing up a lot of different things and correlations between real life and gaming. Now, one of my favorite stories is by FromSoft. I hope they actually finish this game because it's one of my favorite. Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6 is it's very alarming how close it is to our day and age. But prime example, the game is mostly centered around Coral. Coral is the main resource that basically all the characters within that world are aiming to get. That's high dollar. It's gold, water, everything wrapped in one. Now, that being said, we have corporations, massive corporations. We're talking about corporations that they probably had planets full of workers, not just countries or something like that. We're talking about massive. And a lot of these major companies, at least it is suggested in the story that these companies are not only being ran by humans, but overall the overlords are AI, like the PCA. PCA is, at least some of the underlings are all constantly talking about the AI, but they don't really go too far into it as far as the PCA's purpose and what they're aiming for. They seem like a government's, I guess, government body of some sort in space once it gets that far out. Then we hear about, I forget where, All Mind. All Mind is basically an AI, and all these different AI have their own objective that they believe is the best decision in their, I guess, from their position, in their perspective. And it makes you wonder what would happen once they get to the point of that they're sentient, because even now we don't really see too many regulation on that or crypto. Those two things, in my opinion, are going to be some of the most, I would say, biggest tragedies, simply because of what all these things can already are, and most likely, if now, definitely soon in the future, going to be used for, I mean, all the same things that we're pressing Donald Trump for right now. It's already going to, now if it's not happening now, it's just going to amplify even further. And then on top of that, I would say it's going to add to more of a dystopian type of living where AI is running everything. You know what I'm saying? Even Elon Musk has already said that. You know what I'm saying? Doge wanted to put all our information into one area. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine a machine that had machine learning, that compiled all your information and knew everything about you, knew where you look like, knew everyone you knew, and it was able to somehow manipulate your life. And I mean this in a way of like, what if you're crossing the street, it turns a red light so you don't meet this other person that they're trying to keep from this other. It's crazy, but you never know. And it makes you even wonder, like, is it going to get to a point where you're ordering something and then your insurance company is on the line because the AI is keeping up with you and your habits, what you're eating, what your doctor said? Oh, you can't have too many of these things because your doctor is getting an email from your AI companion. It's going to get to a point where we're going to be just like in the Matrix. We're just going to be batteries. And I mean, it's not unable to, we're not unable to stop it. We can definitely stop it and have some type of form of regulation on it, because even in that game we see that, I mean, it seems as though that they have some type of government body going on. So obviously AI isn't something that is broadly used unless you had the know-how and the right people. So I mean, it makes me wonder, if they had the ideas to think like that, we can't think like that right now. Obviously it's just a story, it's nothing real about it, but we can even see in their world, and there's other stories that are very similar to this. A lot of people have brought up Terminator, which is very scary on how close it is to reality, but I mean, it's something to be addressed, in my opinion. The fact that we have AI right now that can manipulate people who have long passed away and make it seem as though that they're real. I mean, if you didn't know you probably would never know. So we're gonna have information distorted, and not only that, we're having educational systems from prestigious places that have studies and make verify a lot of information from science, news, whatever it may be. They're being dismantled. So when the information is no longer reliable, what are we supposed to do at that point? I mean, me personally, I've been thinking about that a lot. And I mean, right now we are still in the position to still receive information, but it's almost, the whole internet is completely funneling everyone. It was already like that before, but at this point is almost blinding. It's like literally there could be one side of the internet you have never seen, never been on, and these little factions is, I would say, part of the political violence. A lot of the political violence is like that. And even in that game, you start to see that a lot of little factions become more violent and become more, they're trying to acquire resources. It's basically a proxy battle going on. And it's the same thing we even see in our world. In our world, most wars are waged over not just money, but most times resources. Resources usually lead to prosperity. So if you have resources, you're more than likely going to have money. And this isn't no secret. And also, having resources lead to other things like innovation. So just thinking about those things makes you wonder, how can we maintain this type of living? Because AI, another thing about that is that AI requires a large amount of resources from water, electricity, and land, and all these different things is, in this current economy, as this video is being made, that's a premium. And then every place that they're put, they're polluting the area to such a degree that people who live around there most times are dying. And it's unreported. It's not really talked about. I won't say unreported. Underreported. And it's one of those things that we need to be aware of, because this is happening right now. And this is a lot of the issues that we're going to have to deal with, not later, but sooner rather than later. Because if not, once it's done, it's done. And it's going to be hard to undo what's already